All right then. So now what we are going to do is we are going to understand how to work with this Mongoose. Okay. So right now we can see we are it's saying that we are in the test environment. So let me make it bigger over here. Okay. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a very specific command called show dbs. So this is the command which is going to gives you the list of databases which is already been created in my MongoDB. So if I hit enter, so that is going to give me the list of databases which I entered over here, sample DB, admin and everything. Okay. All right. So now we know how to show the list of databases. Okay. So in this case, now what we are going to do is, so I'm going to use this very specific databases. So if you say use sample DB, so hit the enter, that is going to switch to that specific database. All right. By default, we are in the test database now, which is automatically created by the Mongoose. And now we are moving into the sample data DB. So if you are typing use my own DB or something, so what implicitly it's going to happen is MongoDB is going to create that database implicitly if the DB is not there. Hit enter. See, now we are switched into our my own DB. So if I refresh it over here on the databases, okay, so it is not listing out, but right now you can see we are in our my own DB. So let's say if I want to create a new document into that specific DB, right? So if you don't have any document at all into that database, so what this commands will implicitly will do is this is going to, so if you press Control L or Command L to create your you can simply clear your MongoDB Mongoose terminal over here. So now we created the DB, and inside this DB, how can I create myself a collection, right? So what I can do is all I have to say DB. Okay, so right now we are using this database. DB is the database instance. So current database instance DB dot, I'm going to create myself a new collection name. So what I can say, my new collection, that's the collection which I'm trying to create it. So this is the collection name. So you can use whatever name you wish. For instance, if you are creating a collection for users, type users. So that's up to you. Just to show you how to create a new collection through the command, just type db.mynewCollection name, because that collection name will automatically created by into that DB if that collection is not in that, just like for our database. And here I'm just going to say insert one. That's the function which is going to insert the document. So first you need to supply your key. So I'm just going to say name is the key and the name data is going to be the John, right? This is the one that we are trying to create. So hit the enter. So now you can see it's saying acknowledged is into true and the inserted ID is going. Okay, so now everything is inserted. Now you can see if I refresh this, now you can see we have the new my own DB as a database. Inside that I'm going to have a new collection called my new collection. If I click that, I can able to see the document which I created, right? So this is how you can create the command. Through the commands you can create the database collections at any point at any time, right? All right, so now I don't need this. Delete this. I don't need this. Drop this databases. Okay, so inside that we do have this collection. That's the reason we can't able to drop that DB before deleting that database. Nothing should be inside that. I'm gonna delete this sample as well as, let's keep it clean. Okay, so now so far we don't have anything else. Let me clear it, and I'm just going to say show dbs. So far we don't have admin and the local alone, and I'm just going to say use blocks. Blocks is the DB that we are trying to create. Hit the enter, and inside this blocks is the database, right? And inside this blocks DB, I'm going to create the blocks collection. So db dot insert db dot my blocks, that's the collection name. dot insert one, open it and create the key. Hit the shift enter to break it to the next line. Okay, this is the object that we are trying to create, and what I'm going to do is, so we need to have some sample data, right? So what I'm going to do is, so let me get back over here and let me open a new, and I'm going to open the chat GPT. Okay, so if you don't have yourself an account with the chat GPT, better you create a new account with your chat GPT by using your Google or GitHub or whatever the provider that you're using. And here I'm just going to give, write me a sample JSON data for the blog with the props as following. Like it should have the blog title, description, and blog content and image URL. Hit the enter. So that is going to generate some sample blog over here, just like this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, basically we are going to copy this and we are going to paste it in our, let me copy this. Copy, and I'm going to paste it straight away over here. Okay, so that is not necessary to have for keys. We don't need to provide the double quotes. Okay, so now if we hit the enter, and that is going to create that collection along with that specific document. If I refresh this, we are in the blog database and we are in the my blog, and you can see this is the data that we do have. Okay, so this is how this is how we need to create the database, and we need to create the collections and how to insert a new document and everything. Okay, anyways, we are going to discuss much more in a brief way, so I'm going to show you on the upcoming videos.